Alright guys, it's Friday still, probably getting close to 5 o'clock, somewhere around in there. First place, gotta stop saying where the hell did they go? There we go. Right, sorry for the going all over the place here. First place I had these mounted was on the back of the fuse box. And so the fuse box, let me turn down the radio. There we go. So the fuse box sits like, or the glove box sits like this. This is the back that faces the firewall. I had this on here like that. Then the fuse box hung underneath here, or actually it was this, there we go. That's what I was looking for. It would hang down here. And it worked, but it was just way too tight in there. So I started messing around with these some more. This is the same size. That hole's the same size as the bolts that go to the fender from the inside of the truck. So we came up with this. Yeah. Sorry for all the moving around, shaking business here, guys. Put a little light on the subject here. Boy, I got some shaky cam going today. Worse than normal. There we go. I think that's going to work. They're plenty far enough behind my future kick panel. Lots and lots of space there. There we go. So I got plenty of room. I can access these fuses here. I can access whatever's going to be plugged in the bottom, no problem. This will be my constant box. This will be my switched box. After adding everything up, I have more switched accessories than constant accessories. So what we'll have is, there'll be the line that comes from the starter solenoid to here for my constant box, and then I will take a wire off of here to go up to the relay that'll be powered by the ignition that goes to the switched box. So yeah, I think it's gonna work. I think so. I'm gonna start fiddling around with the wires, see what I can come up with as far as running them. A couple I know I'm going to have to lengthen, but several I'm going to have to shorten. So I gave myself plenty of space. The only one that I can think of that I'm really going to have to lengthen, I got to sit up here. Oh yeah. I was text. I'm going to have to lengthen the cigarette lighter because I plan on just running it from the glove box to here. So I'll have to run a lead up to that. So I'll have, what is it, 10 switched leads, or 12 switched leads and 10 hot leads. So that's plenty. I don't have that many circuits in the whole truck. One box would probably cover it because I know I have less than 12 circuits, but these boxes, these fuse blocks that I got are not the dual bus. If and when I do this again for an old vehicle like this, I'll get a dual bus box. And the way those work, they have two different lugs, and you can hook one up for constant and one up for switch and just have one box, and that's pretty slick. But I didn't know about those. They're used in marine applications, and I didn't look at the marine stuff. So no big deal. It's all good. So I think this is going to work. I'm going to start kind of terminating some wires and see if it's going to work like this, and I think it is. There's a couple things that I'm originally everything ran off the light switch on this. I'm not doing that. I'm running it all off the fuse box because it ran all off the light switch and just basically one big fuse. But I'm going to use the fuse box. Still going to use a stock light switch. It'll work the same way. I'm just not taking all the power out of it. Also, all the power to the gauges went off the ignition accessory switch. Which again, that means that everything through the ignition switch ran off of one fuse, and I don't want to do that. So the power to the accessory or the gauges will come off the switched box. and I just think that's a better way. I'm kicking around the idea of, because my gauges aren't, this thing's really dirty right now, but once I clean it up, my gauges aren't that bad. They need to be cleaned, but they have a nice constant color to them. I can replace the temperature gauge, oil, light, battery light, and fuel gauge, but then they would not match the speedometer, you know. And I, like I said before, I'm not going for perfect, but that might just look a little funny. So what I'm actually thinking about doing is getting a little 2-gauge pod with an amp meter and a temperature gauge. If I can find one that's a decent price, we'll see. It may just be an amp meter, because, or I said amp meter and temperature gauge. I mean an amp meter and a oil pressure gauge, because this just has an idiot light. So I'm kind of thinking about picking up a little 2-gauge pod that maybe I could mount somewhere underneath here and put on a little hinge, so I could hinge it up out of the way when I don't want it seen, and then just kind of hinge it down so I could see it while I'm cruising, especially on the freeway and stuff like that. I can keep an eye on the charging and the oil pressure. The temperature gauge works, and this just has the light, the idiot lights. So that's what I'm kind of kicking around the idea of. I just want to make sure I get both of them. I want them to be, well, obviously the amp meter will be electronic, but I want the oil pressure gauge to be electronic also. I don't want to run one of those nylon tubes. Yeah, so I'm gonna get back to work. This is too long already. I think it's been like, let's see, 7 minutes. Yeah, 7 minutes. All right, I'm gonna shut up and get back to work, and if I get something done, I'll turn it back on. We'll talk to you guys later. Have a good weekend if I don't talk to you guys. All right, if anybody's curious how I terminate wires, not saying this is the right way or the wrong way. This is just the way that works for me personally. I've used it for a while now, and I haven't really had any failures that weren't my fault. So, but what I do is I just use these, the cheap crimpers, and then I pull the plastic off, and then crimp it on here. Focus, come on. Still a touch warm. There we go. I crimp it. I use the regular crimp, and then I put the notch in it. How would this thing focus? I put the notch in it. Then I put a little solder on it, and it holds tight. It's a good joint. And then after that, put a little heat shrink on it, and you're in business. So anyway, just thought I'd show you guys how I do it. You know, if somebody has a better way that they've personally used, I'm always open for suggestions. And look at what we got here. There we go. Well, must be dinner time for the daddy long leg. Good. Get rid of the flies. That's fine with me. So, yes, I keep cobwebs in my garage, or spider webs in my garage for daddy long legs, because they take care of all the others. But, all right, guys. All right, guys. Still Friday. So it is just about 9 o'clock. Got some stuff done. Turn a little under dash light on. Lay down here and show you. So if you guys remember, this is all my this is my dash light indicator for the brights. This is my power to my dimmer switch, and this is the high and low beam that goes up to the front. Here's a good majority of the wires coming in. This big bulk is everything coming in. This is my headlights, parking lights, tail lights, brake lights, turn signals front and rear, and power to the dimmer switch. These are my power for my ignition switch and my headlight switch coming from. This will be my constant box. So I gotta get some thicker wire. I gotta get some 10 or some 8 to run from the battery source to here. So that'll come down through here and hook up to right there. Had it the other way, but this way is going to work out better. Then this is to turn my relay on. That's going to turn this box on. So this will come from the starter, the accessory side of the starter, to this, or to the, this will go to the relay. The relay will draw its main power from here. Then we have everything grouped up here. This is my turn signal. So this is all the turn signals, tail lights, brake lights, that's everything there. This is my starter lead, tells my solenoid to turn over. This is my, let's see here, what's this to? Oh, this is the relay. This goes from the, this is the other end of this wire here. Here's my power for my ignition switch here. This is my headlight group. So I have all these small ones are for the dome light. This is the power to the headlight. This is the power out to the dimmer switch. So this is everything for the headlight, except for the one other thing that will be hooked up to here is one of these from the brake light switch. So I got to move that over there. No big deal. I have these two wires go to the other side for my battery's getting low, so I'll try and finish here. These go to the other side for my courtesy, my door switch to turn the dome light on when you open the door. That's what all these are. These are the power to the head, to the dome light. This is my fuel. This is my, what is this one here? This is my bright light indicator for the dash. So I gotta run some wires. Been running wires, gotta run some more for my power to these switches, and then I got to start thinking about my engine harness next. So I'm gonna work out here for a little while longer tonight. I'm gonna try and get the majority of this done because I'm hoping to buy my switches this week so I can terminate both ends of all the wires and be good. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and drill a couple holes in the firewall for my starter solenoid so I can run the things out to there. I haven't got my battery cable yet. That's kind of one of the things that's next on the list, but anyway, it's Friday night, so you know, have a little sip, chill out for a little bit, but getting some progress, so this is a good thing. I'm excited. I'm happy with the way it's going right now, so I'm gonna plug away a little bit more. I don't know if I turn the camera back on tonight or not. I gotta find the battery charger for this thing, but if I don't, you guys have a good weekend. We'll talk to you later, and everybody be good. Thanks for commenting and everything, and we'll talk to you guys later.